Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we will talk about what is typecasting in Python. So let's get started. So typecasting, also known as type conversion, is the process of converting one data type into another. Plus, it also enables us to perform operations and manipulations that may not be directly possible with the original data type. What do I mean by all that? So let's look at example. So I have an integer 12. I stored it in a variable I. What's its type? It's int. Let's say I want to convert this variable, integer variable, into string. So in order to convert or perform typecasting, we used typecasting functions. We will talk more about it later in the video. So if I want to typecast anything in string, I used str function. So if I typecast this I into string and store it in this variable, you can see its type is str, and this variable will look like something like this. See, when we talked about string, we said anything enclosed in single quotation, double quotation, and dog string is a string, right? So plus, what if I want to convert a string containing numbers back to integer or float? What I can do is I can use such variable and I can sorry and I can typecast it back to int. If I check its type, you will see it's integer. So what about operations and manipulations that may not be directly be possible? So what if I want to say that I have a string, my age is, and I have a variable, let's say age, let's say I say 26. So if I want to add this or concatenate this as a string in my s string, I cannot directly do that. So if I do this, it will give me an error. Can only concatenate str not integer. So what I can do is I can typecast it into str, and voila, here you can see. So same goes for, like, if I have a string, let's say 12, and I wanna add some other thing, let's say 24. What will happen here is it will give me, after concatenating the two strings 1 2 2 4. I don't want that. What I can do is I can typecast it into integer, and it will give me, like, by adding 12 and 24, I can make it back string by typecasting it again using str. So let's talk about type of typecasting. So there are two types, explicit and implicit. Implicit typecasting happens automatically by the interpreter, and explicit typecasting requires manual intervention by the programmer. So to understand this, let's look at examples. This is example of implicit typecasting. I have two variables, one integer, one float, and I do not specify here that what this result variable type should be. So compiler automatically will assign it float. We can check it by checking the type of results. and it's float. And explicit typecasting is when you explicitly tell your compiler to convert one data type into another, just like in these examples and all the examples we have seen here. So when I run this, you can see I got an integer. I can check the data type just like I have checked before using type function, and you can see it's integer. So let's talk about typecasting functions. So we have seen integer and str above, right? So it's not just these four functions. We can also convert different data structures or typecast different data structures like list into sets or list into tuples, etc. We will talk about it in future when we will learn tuples and sets. So let's look at example with float. I can convert things like integer into float. You can see this 0.0. It's a indication that it is float now. We can check its type as well. Plus boolean or bool. It will convert the value in either true or false. In this case we have true, and in this case we have false. To understand how it works, we must know what's false in Python. So other than these values, everything else is true. So the keyword false, none, the integer 0, the floating point number 0.0, empty string, empty list, empty tuple, empty dictionary, empty set. These are all false. We can check using bool function. Let's say I give it empty string, it false. If I give it empty list, it's false. Empty dictionary, empty tuple, and if I check it otherwise, true, sorry, true, any number, true, but 0, it's false, right? So you should play more with it to have a better understanding. So that's it for today. So what have we learned so far? We talked about what is typecasting. We looked at examples. We talked about types of typecasting and typecasting functions and what is false and what is true in Python. Thank you for watching.